Hello and welcome back to X-Men, the animated series re-examined. I am half of your hosting combination. I'm Dan Payne, and I'm joined, as always, with the other half, which is Half Hakeem.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Yes, welcome back to the show. If this is your first episode, an unusual choice of first episode, but welcome nonetheless.
This one's batshit. This one is a bit batshit, man. I wrote in my notes a lot of like, what is happening? I have so many questions.
I also have many questions, but nonetheless, we'll do our best. We'll do our best to answer them in this a podcast where two grown men re-examine a children's television program from the early 90s. This episode is called And. Oh boy, I also, right off the top, I found the title of this episode trying uncomfortably too hard and not quite succeeding.
It is. The title of this episode is X-ternally Yours.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it really feels like the kind of like the third suggestion in in a people like trying to brainstorm things like what have I got, and like someone just says like externally yours and is really hopeful about it, and then someone goes that's awful, but they kind of had to run with it. Yeah,
it feels like the first draft of the pun title that it should have been. Like,
absolutely.
Externally yours, and it's like, oh, it doesn't quite work, but there's something in there.
It sounds like some author, like his publishers, go, listen, I got the rights to the X-Men. You know, those romance novels you've wanted me writing for ages. Look, we can slap an X on it and make it about the X-Men. What do you think?
Let's do a list of words that start with EX, and we're just going to go through them all. We're just going to do them all.
Nailed it. Yeah. Absolutely nailed it. So this episode is all about, if we were talking about Wolverine's backstory last week, then an episode that went into that, and this one brings into play Gambit's past. Gambit's past comes to catch up with him in the present day. It involves his time with the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild, and a woman from his past that he was almost supposed to be marrying. What? What is all this?
Yeah.
Long story short, let me just give you some backstory.
Good
Gambit, Remy LeBeau, was part of the Thieves Guild in New Orleans, and their rival guild is the Assassins Guild. I know if they fight, I know who's probably going to win that. But anyway, they have a ritual that involves tithing to a great power that we'll talk about soon, and he's dragged back into that life that he tried to escape.
Yep.
But we kick off in the danger room where Gambit is providing the simulation for Cyclops, and Cyclops is doing pretty good and asks him to turn it up. By the way, I noticed in this episode, before it even hits the intro, and sometimes when it goes previously on X-Men, did you watch the recap?
No.
Yeah. It is just a highlight. Normally they provide things that are narratively important. This was quite long. It just seemed like it would be a collection of Gambit's moments of throwing cards and action. And I was like, did the guy that did this just like have a hard-on for Gambit and just like, here's all his highlights?
Amazing.
And then at the end it had like 2 scenes that were narratively important.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's Gambit's sizzle reel, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And boy, did it sizzle.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
So this episode opens like in media res, right? And there's like a crashed one of the little one-person X-planes, and Cyclops is wandering around. There's this monster thing with these bitey dicks kind of things, and
it's basically it's a step away from tentacle porn, is what it is.
Yeah, and there's and it's kind of eating Storm and Jean Grey, and Cyclops is blasting it. Rogan G.
Yeah, he's killing it. Yeah,
he's giving it blasts, and I'm like, I got very excited. I was like, we've dropped straight in. Amazing. And this is the second time they've done this, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the fake out.
Oh, it's a simulation.
I'm like, meh.
Oh, it's a danger room.
It's just in the danger room. I think the danger room is like, first of all, is a storytelling crutch that they are leaning on way too much.
Whoa!
Way too much.
Dan, the Danger Room is an integral part of the X-Mansion where the X-Men go to train, to work as a team, and work out their mutant abilities to use in combat.
The Danger Room is also, in-world, an absolute liability. Every time we see it, something goes wrong. There is never a situation
well,
where
it's called the Danger Room, bro. In its defense, it is called the Danger Room.
Good training, everybody. Good training. We really pushed ourselves, but we worked as a combat-capable team. It's always, it malfunctioned again. Oh, whoops, the safety protocols got overridden. Whoops, the wall exploded. Oh no, it tried to kill us. Whoops, we put the level up too high. Every time, it is lazy storytelling to do rug pulls, and it is a liability. I hate the Danger Room. That's my new position.
But don't you think it's been built with such sophistication that the level of danger proposed to the mutants is on a single lever that can be easily knocked by someone not paying attention?
Oh, yeah. Or just like, we've also seen, because clearly they keep remaking it, right? Because it keeps exploding, and we've seen different methods of how it operates. I think it's in one of the very early ones. Oh no, it's in the one where Morph is wandering around the mansion, where it's just on you turn up the danger like an oven,
like a volume dial.
Yeah. Whereas now in this episode, we see you can also just drop something on the big button that says, I can't remember exactly, but it's like maximum pain button or what.
It's a little lever that Gambit. So he gets a phone call from Pierre from the Thieves Guild. He's like, oh, by the way, how did you get my number? I ran away, but here's my number in case you need it. Anyway, he knocks it with his elbow. It's a lever, and it looks like a throttle on a subway train or something. Anyway, I did like that when it's put up there, suddenly the big sign that says maximum danger alert reached.
Yeah.
Like, surely that turns out to be a warning for no one.
Yeah, no one's reading this. None of them care about that.
Cyclops didn't go, oh shit, that's surely it should say maximum level reached. Get out of here, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't tell him on the inside. It's just like, wow, it's very challenging.
Do we still have that alert button behind like a solid screen?
Yeah.
Good. So no one can see it. By the way, I will always back up my boy Cyclops. Just saying. At one point there, he is taking on Apocalypse, Mrs. Sinister, Omega Red, and the Juggernaut all at the same time. And you know what? Of course he's going to get his ass handed to him, but he holds out for a little bit. He does hold out for a little bit.
I did kind of go, ooh, when it was like they do the lineup of all the. It's like you're going to do this guy. It was like, ooh, it's all the baddies.
Ooh, it's all the big baddies too.
Oh, this is going to be challenging.
Long story short, Cyclops almost dies, if not for Rogue wandering around with a cup of coffee.
Yes.
Only that she can check in on the Danger Room and see what's happening. Just out of, fuck, it's lucky that she did.
Yep.
She just went, I wonder what's going on. And she just sees Cyclops getting mauled. So she has a coffee only so she can drop it in shock and run over and tell Gambit to stop it. And they find Cyclops. And you can tell he's been munched because his costume's ripped, much like Wolverine's.
Yeah.
Gambit doesn't really care at this point. Did you notice that? So he's been told that they're going to, thematically, or not thematically, narratively, Gambit's been told that the assassins have kidnapped his brother and they're going to waste his brother. They're going to kill him.
Yeah.
So they go in and go, you almost killed Cyclops. And he's like, I got to go. My brother's going to be killed. And he just does not give a shit. Not even a sorry to Cyclops.
No. Like, he could not care less about the fact that Cyclops nearly got killed in the Danger Room because he pushed the button.
Did you find it a bit... I found it a bit like, ooh, I was taken out of it a little bit. When Rogue and Jean find Cyclops and he's kind of like just barely conscious, he's still going, he's whimpering, Gambit, stop, Gambit. And I was like, that is actually like really dark and bleak.
Yeah. Please, I can't train anymore. It's too much danger.
Guys, the Danger Room's really dangerous, eh? Oh, guys, it's enough for one day. Turn it off, please.
This room's real dangerous. We gotta.
What are you guys doing here? You should get out of here. It's real dangerous in here, eh?
It's dangerous.
Gambit runs off, and they go, what's going on with Gambit? And we need to find out. So we get to a flashback. Gambit is running with his thieves guild, brothers in arms, and they're rushing to give a tithe to the external. Now, this is a weird thing. So the Assassin's Guild and the Thieves Guild, they have to provide a tithe for this being called the external, which rises out of the lake in the bayou. Who the fuck is the external? I don't really know from the comics. I think it's based on a character called Kendra, but long story short is we really don't know who the hell this external is. They seem to be a very powerful force that rises from the water like Excalibur, and they have to give them they have to be given a tithe from both guilds.
Yeah. So, yeah.
This is where I started to write, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Was this tight storytelling, Dan? Was this good?
I didn't love this. So she's called the X-ternal, right? And it's like a play on the eternal, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so it's eternally yours, right? Is what we're playing on. And
X-ternally yours.
Well, exactly. But the problem is that externally means outside.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't. It's not a. It's not. It becomes a new word. It's not a play on eternally anymore. It's outside, and so this creature that is. It seems to be like an immortal kind of generational creature, right? Or powered being, whatever it is. Seems incredibly powerful. Has kind of genie levels of power.
Yeah. They can bestow power and you know.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
So they are the eternal, right? Because they seem to have lived forever. But because there's this weird pun, they're called the external, which is just like, what does that mean? You live outside.
But Dan, we're watching the X-Men. I think you're thinking about this way too much.
No, I don't think I am. Because
you're an 8-year-old. Like, Saturday morning over your cereal. Okay, just listen. You're just supposed to go. Oh, X. I get it. Oh, this sounds good. But yes, you're 100% right on this.
It makes sense that the X-Men are branding everything kind of, you know.
Yeah.
They're creating team identity. They're creating brand. Like, the X-Men is in some ways not just a superhero team, but it's also a branding around kind of, hey, you hate mutants? You shouldn't hate mutants. What about the X-Men? The X-Men are great. They're heroic. And, you know, there's kind of they have messaging and marketing that they need to kind of align to. So things are X-branded for them. Kind of in world, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, why does this swamp witch thing...
Yeah.
Why would that? Why do they need X branding? It makes. I found it quite frustrating. In service of this bad pun, they've added all this extra layer of confusion.
Yeah, this whole thing just suddenly takes a big, like, what the fuck kind of turn. So this swamp witch, and I think that is a really good description of it. She pops up. There's this weird ritual where she has to be given the tithe by both guilds.
Great. Next question.
Yeah.
What are the tithes?
So these little yellow boxes. What's in them? Yeah. What does Swamp Witch want? What does she want?
Like
Did you bring my tequila?
Well, they also kind of operate like tithe, like a tithe is a specific object. Like that's how the kind of world of it treats. It's like, where's my tithe? You better have the tithe. Da 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 da. But
where's my MacGuffin?
Yes. It's never. It's like, what does she want? Is it just the box?
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Where's my Tupperware? I have so many things to put away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, so the long and short of it here is that the thieves are late with their tithe because one of them trips over with it. Great writing. So they're late. And the thieves, the one who was late was punished. He is killed. And the assassins who were on time are bestowed with power, including Belladonna, who's one of the assassins, who becomes the new chosen one who is responsible for the tithe in the next 10 years. One thing I will say about this, the thieves and assassins look wildly different. The thieves, on the one hand, look they look a bit scruffy. And I'm like, you're the Thieves Guild. Steal some better clothes, man. And the assassins, they look just nuts. You know when you had, like, weird action figures that accumulated and, like, they'd lose arms and legs and you'd end up with all these weird parts? They look like you took all those weird parts from action figures from the 80s and 90s, from long-forgotten shows, and just mushed them together into this Frankenstein's monster of people. Like, they've got green hair and spikes and some leather and some with their faces covered. And it's just a mishmash of aesthetic. Some of them have capes. What is all this about?
I don't even know what the theme of their look is meant to be and how that ties into them being assassins. Like, some of them have kind of full face masks with, like, Tron glowing light faces. Like, it's all quite puzzling.
It looks like someone raided a costume designer's office in the dark and just threw it all on. Yeah. And had to be on stage in 5 minutes.
Now, we talked a little bit about this kind of guild and this woman that we're meeting now. So we saw her in, I think back in season 1.
Did we?
Yeah. It was one of those, you know how sometimes they do those bits where it's just like, here's 4 mutants, kind of, that are being scanned or that are being flipped through on the television or something like that.
Flicking away to someone, yeah.
So, because you told me about this Belladonna woman at that point, and so I had a bit of kind of familiarity as to what was...
Really? I don't remember her at all.
Yeah, hadn't seen this episode.
Believe you.
Yeah. But I came into this with a degree of understanding as to what, because we'd had that conversation, right? Gambit had been in the Thieves Guild. They were fighting the Assassins Guild. And I was like, okay, great. So I had that information kind of coming in. And I just wonder, without that information, how much more puzzling this would have been. Because it seems to me that you are puzzled by this episode.
I am. And I'm supposed to be the guy that, like, knows the lore a bit more.
And so is this... What's happening here? Why is it kind of so... Is it just a case of, to use an improv term, is it just a case of the episode jumping the curve?
Yeah. It suddenly throws a lot of shit at you and just goes, just go with it, okay? Just go. You don't need any explanation or backstory. Just go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We suddenly get... It's just weird. It's just weird. It's very jarring. It kind of starts ruining the episode a bit for me here, this weird thing. Anyway, so we get this flashback. The long story of it is that the external punishes the thieves for missing the tithe, bestows power on the assassins, and says, we'll be back here in 10 years, and you better sort your shit out, thieves.
Yeah.
And assassins, I'll see you later. So the 10-year anniversary is coming up. Yeah, assassins, you guys are cool. Yeah, look at your outfits. You're clearly cool. So the 10-year anniversary is coming up, and Remy's, Gambit's brother's been kidnapped. He goes back to New Orleans, and he goes to the Assassins HQ, where his brother's being held. Did you notice that when he turned up there's 2 assassins as guards, and one's got like a cool futuristic-looking rifle, and the other one's got like a shovel. And I don't know if in the Assassin's Guild world, if the shovel is a strong flex or he's just been given this shitty, like, oh, sorry, mate, all we've got left is a shovel, right? Yeah, or maybe he's like, I'm the shovel murderer. Like, that's how good I am.
I noticed the shovel as well. And also, it has like this kind of Rorschach blob kind of thing on it that makes it look like because I noticed that as well, and I'm like, does that guy have like a ghost shovel? Like, it looks like a ghost eyes on the shovel.
Carries the souls of his victims.
Yeah, it's like, that's his mutant name. It's Ghost Shovel.
Ghost shovel. Can you dig it?
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's roll with that.
Sorry, in the meantime, Jean, Rogue, and Wolverine decide to leave Cyclops in bed. And I love it. Cyclops is recovering, and he's trying to sneak out of bed. They're like, where do you think you're going? He's like, I'm fine, guys, I'm fine. Yeah. Anyway, they tell him to rest up. They're going to go try and track Gambit. They find out where he is because the professor used to have a file on where he lived, which is weird. That's like, again, this episode is full of like, that's a weird writing choice.
Yes.
Like, if you're not going to explain Swamp Witch and what's in the tithe boxes, but like, but how did the X-Men know where he lived? Oh, Professor X used to have a file on him, presumably when he joined the X-Men. Like, just fill out this form, name, address.
Yeah.
Let me just put it in my handy-dandy iPad here.
Yeah. Prior occupation? Thieves Guild member.
Thieves Guild member. Sorry, this is the past I'm trying to run away from. Let me get down all these details, honestly. Yeah. I suppose he's a telepath.
Also, I've left my brother a contact number.
Yes.
at the start.
Yeah. So they go off to track Gambit. They land there and they find his X-plane, and then Wolverine does a lot of sniffing. It's time for Wolverine to do his smelling.
Yes.
Yep. Sniffs around.
I hear you need a little help tracking down a Cajun.
Yeah, just in the area. I also heard Cyclops is wounded, and I'd never miss an opportunity to see that fucker.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Also, what's this away team mission with Jean Grey? Jean.
Cyclops is all loaded up in bed, huh? Yeah. It's a good point, Wolverine. Just trying to get in there anytime he can. So then Remy is taken to his brother, Bobby, and he just gives him a telling off, saying like, hey, I just wanted to get away from this. And he says that the thieves and assassins have been doing this for 300 years. He wants no part of it. He left. And then Belladonna appears and tries to kind of seduce him a little bit weirdly in like this kind of antebellum southern dress.
Yes.
And tells Gambit that he'll let his brother go, and so he can present the tithe if Gambit agrees to marry her. And she hands him a ring. And as soon as she hands him this ring, I was like, that's going to be a prisoner ring. It's going to control you. It's so fucking obvious. But he puts it on anyway. And lo and behold, it controls him and takes his powers away and hurts his finger lots.
Yes. Yeah. It doesn't just kind of suck out your powers. It also clearly stings.
Yeah, really
as it
hurts.
does so.
I love how he just had to pull out some playing cards and they just drop out of his hands. And he goes, my powers! And just drops some cards on the floor dramatically.
No, it's very dramatic.
So in the meantime, while this is happening and Gambit's been captured, Wolverine, Jean, and Rogue have gone to the Thieves Guild house, which is where they're expecting to find Gambit. I love a bit here where Wolverine goes, when they see it, he's like, are you sure he lived in this dump? And then he goes, he walks inside and he goes, he actually lived in this dump? No wonder Gambit's so messed up.
Yeah. He's meant to be rescuing him, and he's just constantly dissing him.
Yeah. And this is coming from Wolverine. He's like, oh, this is your past? Oh, that must have affected you. It's coming from Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's a huge burn.
Yeah.
The thieves have a brief fight with the X-Men because the X-Men have just wandered into their house, and then they explain that they know Gambit and they're here to help them. Blah, blah, blah. This is what I wrote down again. What's in the fucking tithe box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Yeah. Brad Pitt, what do you think? What's in the box?
Yeah. I'd love to know what's in the... I don't know if they know what's in the box.
Yeah, and and it's also heightened here because then we find out from Belladonna that part of her plan was to get Remy as her husband. And by the way, she has been pining after this guy for a decade. It's been 10 years since the last time. Just get over him. Come on. You're the leader of the Assassin's Guild. You're a great catch. Find someone else.
As you're saying, like she's dressed up in her antebellum wedding dress. Like, oh, Remy, this was my wedding dress for when we were going to get married.
Do you remember that day, Mr. LeBeau? I sure do.
Doesn't that fill your heart with desire?
Fan.
I know, and then there's a cut where we cut to him in like he's in his like ruffle neck tuxedo kind of thing, and we're like, oh my god, he's going to do it. But then it's like a tearaway tuxedo, where he's like, no, and he's just still got his like little armor kind of bodysuit. Thing
his under his bodysuit under his waistcoat there. Yeah, this never come off for Gambit, unless Gambit wanted to come off. So we also find out, so the plan was to get Gambit and also to really screw over the Thieves Guild, because she switched the boxes. She says, I've switched the tithe box. Ha 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 ha. How would we know? How would the external know? I'm sure, I don't know, what's in there? It just adds more into like, what the fuck's in there? Is it money? Yeah. Is it a sacrifice? Did you all cut off your thumbs? Is it the heart of a baby child? What is in there? What's going on?
Is it some sort of like magical component? Like it's some sort of rare.
It's the essence of the leader. Something. Give us something.
Yeah. And literally, it could have been anything. Like I think if they'd just been like, oh yeah, it's the hand of a fucking old lady. Like we're like, oh okay. Old lady hand. Fine. This thing in the swamp needs old lady hands.
Yeah.
Great.
I want to know what the Thieves Guild get their hands on to put in the box.
Yeah.
They must steal everything. Also, I don't think they're a very good guild. Like, their place is a dump, and you guys are supposed to be like the Guild of Thieves.
Yeah.
Steal some better shit. Again, like your clothes.
Yeah.
So when it all comes to a head, Gambit and Belladonna turn up with the assassins to the meeting place, and so do the thieves. And then Gambit... this is quite a nice moment from Gambit. He immediately goes, at the first chance he gets, he goes, it's a trick. She switched the boxes. She screwed us over. Like, immediately. He doesn't try to, the first opportunity he gets, he's out there doing it.
Yeah. So then the X-Men turn up, and there's a big fight that is kind of a three-way fight.
This is a bit of a lame fight, wasn't it? A lame fight. I noticed something in this fight. So, Belladonna and Rogue have a fight because Rogue's jealous, and it's nice to see Rogue like, oh, yeah, you do like Gambit. See? Yeah? See? Yeah. He's got options. But Jean Grey takes away all their guns.
Yes.
And then so they pull out some other weapons, including bowlers, like the three things that tie you up. And then I had to go back and look at this several times because it looks like someone they get creamed in the face with something. It looks like a bit of like whipped cream or something. It blinds them in the face. And I had to go back and there's a frame and I think it's an egg. But even that doesn't make sense because like it goes on his face and it just looks like whipped cream. And I'm like, what? Oh, they took our guns. Better get the cream egg. And also, by the way, like if you are having a fight between the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild, I reckon it should be pretty one way. Like the assassin should absolutely murder the thief, but as soon as they're standing over their body, realize their wallet's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he's good. He was good. He's dead, but he was good.
Dead. So dead. Like,
but I didn't even feel that.
Yeah, but no, very good. Oh well, I guess I'll get it back now.
I'll tell you what. This is the bit. This is the bit where I actually found myself most invested in the episode because that at this point during the fight, the external shows up, and we know from the previous flashback that she's not fucking around. She will kill people, and I actually found myself going, how are they going to get out of this one? Oh, yeah. They don't have the ties. It's been switched. What's going to happen? I found myself actually going, wow, how are they going to get out of this one? How do they get out of this one? Jean Grey does a great job here, and she actually telepathically shows the external all the confessions from the assassins and like everything that's led up to this, and shows them that the assassins swindled and double-crossed and, set the thieves up. And I thought, when that happened, I went from, what's going to happen to, oh, Jean Grey, that's very good. Well done. Good play.
Yeah, she kind of beams episode recap into the external's head. Which, effective.
And then she does her, like, signature, like, fainting and moan. Like, Jean Grey does too many sexual moans in this show. Like, every second time she says anything, it's followed by a, oh.
Yes. Also, I find that Jean Grey is too affected by her own powers.
Yeah.
Every time she uses them, it's like, Oh, I've overdone myself. Oh,
Scott. Oh. Yeah. But you know what? I thought about it when this was happening, and I think that's a nice trade-off, actually. When you have a power that's so overpowered, like it's fucking insane, I think it's quite a nice trade-off that, like, yeah, you've got this amazing power, but it drains you, it exhausts you to use it.
Yeah. But it seems like it doesn't matter.
No one else has this problem.
Well, no one else has this problem, but also it doesn't really seem that when she uses it in a small way, she's fine. What's the term that people tend to like? She's a glass cannon, isn't she?
Yeah, she really is. Yeah, don't worry, she doesn't fall on the floor. Wolverine's right there to catch her. He's like, don't worry, I know what happens there.
Yeah,
here it comes.
Yeah,
3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is.
He's right.
I got you, Genie.
Yeah.
3 things happen in the space of a short amount of time, and the 3 points in this episode I love the most. One is going from, how are they going to get out of this one, to Jean Grey, well done. And then, when the externals realise that the assassins have been bad, she goes to the thieves, all right, name your punishment. What do you want me to do to the assassins? And Bobby goes, kill her. And then Gambit just runs in and shoves him out of frame so comedically. He just goes, shut up, Bobby.
Yeah.
Anyway, what you should do is just, it was so dismissive and comedic. I don't think they meant it to be so funny, but I was literally laughing out loud. Just shut up, Bobby. And he does a very classy take her powers, but not her life.
Bobby LeBeau has the most drawn-on beard of the...
You know they're all technically drawn on.
Yeah. Well, yes, obviously. But it seems like it's in a different art style. Basically, his beard is... I guess it's kind of indicated that it's a short kind of stubble beard by horizontal lines, or slightly diagonal lines. And it's an effective way of kind of being like, yeah, this guy's got a beard, but no one else is drawn that way.
Right.
It just looks like he's drawn on a beard.
I reckon what happened was they presented the final episode, the final cut, and someone just went, give him a beard.
Yeah.
And they went,
yeah.
Okay.
He looks too much like Gambit.
Yeah. Go back and give a beard. They slapped a beard on him.
Yeah, I would. I think you might be onto something.
Like Henry Cavill's moustache, CGI, upper lip fiasco. This is that.
Yeah.
This is that for the X-Men 90s. So yeah, there we leave it. The X-Men go away. The thieves are happy. The assassins have been depowered. Gambit says, "I'm not coming back here." And then just to cap off this episode, we suddenly cut to the Savage Land to see what's happening with Magneto and Xavier. And when it cut to there, I actually out loud just went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And the first line that is said as they cut to there is Magneto saying, "Will there ever be an end to this madness?" And I just said, "I'm fucking with you on that, Magneto."
Yeah. It's So they're in the Savage Land, and Goro from Mortal Kombat arrives.
He does. A four-armed barbarian turns up called Barbarous.
Okay.
And they fight for reasons that no one gives a shit about, because no one cares about you in the Savage Land. I don't want to see you in the Savage Land. Just stop it. If they just turned up again and they just abandoned it and they just returned and he came back through the X-Mansion doors and just said, "I'm back," I would love that.
Yeah.
Where were you? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Savage Land. What's that? Don't worry.
You missed nothing.
Yeah. Every time they go back there, and this time as well, it's like they're like, well, we just need to have something happen. And they just, it's just the lowest
They
hanging
sure do.
fruit. This time, it just all feels like stuff I've just seen in, it's like, he's going to pick him up and squeeze him. And then it's like, oh no, they dislodged a beehive, and the bees, that's how they defeat, like, it all just
It sounds like you asked a child.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think happens here? And is there any beehives around?
Yeah. It really reverts to Saturday morning cartoon stuff. All of these Savage
and you've got, like,
Land
the leader of the
takeaways.
X-Men and the leader of the Brotherhood of the Mutants. Like, you got two good characters here. You're wasting them.
Yeah.
You're wasting them. I just wrote my last notes are here with it. Barbarous and Magneto and Charles fight, and I just wrote bad, all in capitals. Just bad. I hate the bad. You know, for all in all, for this episode that was supposed to be like about delving into Gambit's past, and Gambit's a cool character, it's a bit of a letdown. Dan, let's say I wrote this and I give you the script to read.
Yeah.
Give me 3 things that you would say to me, like, off the back of reading the script. Like, how do you fix this? What's the feedback? I go, Dan, I wrote the script. It's called X-ternally Yours. See what I did there? It's about Gambit's backstory. Here you go. Read it. Yeah. And then you would come to me and say, first off, A for effort.
I mean, always begin with the things that you liked, right? So I guess we'd talk about something. I'd find something to say. Yeah.
Ghost Shovel was good.
Ghost Shovel was good.
That's a good character. Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, I think my main note around this is, what can we do to bring more clarity to the storytelling? It would be probably how I would word something like this. Because we are doing what this kind of show has shown that it can do quite successfully, which is single character centric, reveal past, open close episode, right? And they just, I mean, I feel like they just kind of smashed that with the Wolverine one, but this one, I think it just suffers from over complexity. If I were asked to do a rewrite on this episode, I would be tempted to see what happens if you remove
the external. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That would make it a lot more grounded, a lot more clear. Just go like, there's rivalry between the two guilds, and it's only held by this thin truce, only by this ritual. And if you don't bring the tide thing, suddenly it all falls into hell. Yeah. Way better. Get rid of the Swamp Witch.
You know, she magics the assassins more powerful because she likes their tithe, but we never find out what does that entail. It makes them glow for 30 seconds, right? Like, but we don't see them like suddenly, like their muscles get real big, or now they're super fast, or whatever. It's just like a kind of.
I got a shovel.
Yeah, exactly. It's what puts the ghosts into the shovels.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
removing the external would be great.
Yeah, I think that is the cleanest way to solve most of the issues of this episode.
And what about
and you would lose. You would lose the pun though, the pun title.
No deal.
Well, I wonder if someone just got too attached to it. But I'm sure there's another wedding pun that you could have come up with. I mean, till X do us part. Like off the top of my head, not a good one. But we've got a room of people here. Let's brainstorm.
Agreed. And also, you got this cool. They sound great. Thieves Guild, Assassins Guild. Let's see the backstory on that. Let's see how Gambit joined the guild. Like, we're told a lot of shit in this episode about how Bobby, you got me into the guild. I never wanted to do that. Show us. They talk about this marriage between Belladonna and Remy almost happening. Show us in a flashback. You're already doing a flashback anyway. Show us the good bits.
Yeah, I think like a flashback of the thieves trying to heist the assassins shit out of their base, using their thief skills to get past their guards, and then it all goes bad, and then Remy and Belladonna meet, and sparks fly.
Forbidden love, star-crossed lovers.
As opposed to this kind of magic.
Yeah, it was just messy. A lot of gaps, a lot of unanswered questions. Not really enjoyable, this episode. And the action was really lackluster.
It suffers considerably by comparison to the previous episode, Repo Man, because it's kind of the same episode, just through a different character lens, and
the treatment of the same kind of material kind of not be nearly as strong. It suffers by comparison.
I could fix it. You're no longer you weren't part of the Thieves Guild. You were part of Alpha Flight too.
Yeah.
You were part of the French-Canadian Alpha Flight team.
Yeah.
Fixed.
Done.
Fixed. Next problem.
Yeah. Next problem, we'll fix that, and then I assume the next episode half will be the next problem.
Oh God, I hope they don't have Magneto and Charles Xavier in the fucking Savage Land.
You know they will, and we must be building to an exclusive episode of that. So
5 episodes, Dan. 5 episodes. We keep cutting to these pricks in the fucking jungle. Better get somewhere.
We'll find out in the next episode, and so we will catch you then, and we look forward to having you back then for the next exciting episode of X-Men Animated Series Re-Examined. Hey, if you have a friend, good on you and congratulations, but also if you have a friend who might be interested in this journey, the best thing you can do is tell a friend about the show, and of course like and subscribe wherever you like and subscribe on your podcast catcher of choice. You can follow Harv and myself on the internet through various things. But otherwise, we will see you next week for more X-Men Re-Examined.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, Harv. Bye.
Bye.
Are podcasts too interesting? Especially if you use them to fall asleep. I'm Dan Bain, and all 4 seasons of my podcast, Sleepy Time Mumbles, are interesting enough to listen to, but not interesting enough to keep you awake. Sleepy Time Mumbles, a podcast you can miss, wherever you get your podcasts.